G'day YouTube. Today we're going to be changing oil in this 2006 Toyota Tacoma, Toyota Hilux in Australia. You're going to need a drain pan, a 14mm wrench, an oil filter socket, some needle nose pliers, a wrench, got 3/8 drive, and a 14mm socket. That's it. And of course you're going to need your oil and your oil filter. First we're going to put the oil pan underneath the...
You didn't say worker.
Okay, I've got my worker here too. My daughter, she's wearing her rubber gloves. We're all wearing gloves. You get oil on your fingers. First we're going to put the oil pan underneath the sump. Then we're going to go underneath here. Always lay cardboard down on the ground so you don't spill on your driveway. Gonna loosen up that bolt right there. That's gonna let your oil drain.
It's not draining.
Not yet, but it will. This has got a washer on it. Every time you replace your oil, you should replace the washer to stop it from leaking. Just let it drain right into the pan. This particular model holds 5.7 liters. Your model might hold different, but if it's this model year, it's going to hold the same. Okay, next we're going to go up there and see the oil filter right there, and we're going to put the oil filter socket on that, and then we're going to loosen the oil filter up.
Wait for me.
I didn't hear noise. You want to hold that and point it to where Dad's gonna put it?
Yeah.
Okay, next, after you get your oil filter out, you drain your oil.
How about my work is
Take your
gonna
new...
do something?
You can put the oil in. Take your new oil filter. Take the plastic off the top. You'll want to rub new oil around the seal. This has got actually grease on it. The Toyota ones are fairly good. So I just take the grease that they've got, wrap that around the O-ring, and then that's ready to screw on. Take your oil filter socket, put your new oil filter in it, and then we're going to put this in the truck. Hopefully I can see what I'm doing. You want to step down so I can get underneath? You can stay up there. You can watch from the top. If you can see, maybe down there, then you can watch Daddy put it on, okay?
I can't see.
No. Here.
I can't see nothing.
There. Can you see right there?
No.
Alright, pull that back up again.
But I can only see here.
You hold this in, and then when I'm ready, I'll tell you to give it to me so I can show the people.
I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna watch.
I think that would have been a good place for it. I don't know.
Okay. I can only see.
Okay, I don't know whether you can see up there or not. I got it started. You never want to start it with the tools, just start it with your hand so you don't strip anything or cross-thread any nuts or bolts. And now I'm going to tighten that up. We're using the 17mm wrench. And then the oil will almost be certainly done draining. I'll put the new oil drain sump bolt in with the new washer, and then we'll start filling it up. The oil filter on, the sump bolts back in, and all the oil's drained. We're gonna fill this up. And take the oil filler cap off right there. And then I'm gonna take my funnel, make sure it's clean.
Dad,
Put my funnel in there.
Can I?
Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead. Screw that in. Oh my God, look at your arm. How'd you get that oil all over your arm there?
Oh.
That looks bad, doesn't it? Okay, once that's screwed in, we get our oil. And it's got like a clear level on the side.
Daddy.
Yes?
How do I fix this problem?
You got to get a rag and wipe it off. That's how you're going to fix the problem.
Uh-oh. It's not getting off.
Here. Take this rag and wipe it off. You have to take a shower.
No.
Yeah. Alright. And then I take my oil and I just pour it into the funnel.
Let's see. This one goes.
This is at the point that if you don't have your sump plug yet, you'll know about, because it'll just drip right through your engine.
Dad, can I see under?
Sure.
I'm gonna see. It's not coming up yet.
It's not going to leak, that's why. And
I
so
just saw the oil.
I know that that was 4 liters, so I need to put in another at least 1.5 liters before I even check. So I got a new bottle because these are only 5-liter bottles. Because it takes more oil than it's in that first bottle. Just keep pouring it in until you get to the recommended OEM specification of how much oil is supposed to run after you replace your oil and your oil filter. There you go, more.
Why we need more?
Because I know it takes at least 5. There we go. And then put your cap back on your oil. If you got any oil left over, you don't want that tipping over and spilling.
Tipping over and spilling.
Take your dipstick, check it.
And
Then you want to be at that top dot.
Here.
And then you've got enough oil in there now
I don't
to
have
start it up
shoes.
and let the oil run all through the oil filter.
Dad, I don't have shoes.
The oil filter and also any passages that it's come out of. And then you're going to check the oil again after you run it for, I usually run it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Put your oil cap back in. You don't need to tighten that really tight. That should be tight enough. Hand tight's tight enough. And we're going to give it a start.
I want to come down.
Watch out. Make sure it's in neutral so you don't run over your kid. Now on the dash, you've got the oil pressure light. That's going to stay on until the oil pressure's up. Once the oil pressure's up, I come back out. I check to make sure I got no leaks up top. Go underneath and you check to make sure you got no leaks down below. And like I said, you run it for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Yes, it's so bad.
And then once you've run it for about 2 to 3 minutes, then you can check the oil again.
Look at me. Ah, la la. Are we working on the truck?
This is also a good time to check your coolant level, make sure that's up. Your brake fluid levels, make sure they're up. I also come over here and I check my battery water level. Make sure they're all up. Power steering fluid level, make sure it's up. And if you got automatic transmission, make sure your automatic transmission fluid level's up at this time too. Mine's a manual. All right, see ya.